Hi everyone, it's Abby with the Bead Place and beadplace.net, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make an adorable pair of Jujube wood pumpkin earrings. You can grab a kit following the link in the description below, and please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. The materials that we'll be using today are two of our beautiful hand-carved Jujube wood pumpkin beads. We also are going to be working with a pair of brass kidney wires. We'll have 2-inch, 20-gauge gold-plated brass head pins. We have 4mm crystal beads in a nice kind of natural burnt orange color, some check glass frosted green leaves, and we have some of our brass filigree bead caps. The tools we'll be using today are quite simple. We'll be using 2 of our chain nose pliers. Make sure that the tools that you're using have a smooth, flat surface to the inside of the tool, no crisscrosses or serrations. And then we'll also be using 1 round nose pliers. No cutter is required for this project. Our first step is to prepare our bead caps. So find a smooth, hard, flat surface. It can be anything, and what we're going to do is just press down on our bead cap. So make sure that our bead cap is up like this, not like a bowl. We want to have it convex, and then just use your thumb or the back of your tool to just flatten it out. We're going to do the same thing to the other bead cap. Just like that. Our next step is to grab one of our head pins and string the bead cap right through the middle. You want to make sure you're going through the middle hole and not any of those other holes in the filigree piece. Now, next we'll string our Jujube wood. Jujube is kind of an oily, reddish, almost mahogany colored wood. It's like a waxy wood, an oily wood. It's an interesting wood. It has an interesting history. It was actually the wood that was used to carve out the first presses for the first books. So it's a wood that's rich with history. So we've strung the Jujube wood bead, and then we've strung our second bead cap. Next, we're going to take the check glass bead, string that on, and our little beautiful kind of topaz orange colored crystal. So this is beautiful on its own. You could just do a wrapped loop and have a really pretty fall themed earring, but what we're going to do is kind of take it up a notch in design. We're going to create a little coiled vine like you see here on this earring. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is grab our round nose pliers. We're going to bring our round nose pliers back a few millimeters and grab right about there. Now, depending on the size that you'd like to make the loops in your coil, you can move the round nose pliers forward along your head pin or move the head pin back towards your hand to get just a very small number of large coils. But what I like to do is keep it very close to the tip to create more rather than fewer coils, and then the coils will be smaller and a little bit more frilly looking. So I'm grabbing right here at the tip. What I'm going to do is start to curl just like this. And you can see that I'm opening my pliers slightly as I curl. And you want to make sure that you're curling these coils so that they are about the same size. So either adjust your pliers slightly in the coils as you're working, or take note of the direction that you're coiling to ensure that you have coils that are about the same size. There we go. So now what we're going to do is stretch our coils out. So I'm going to take one of my chain nose pliers and I'm going to look for the beginning of my coil here, like that. You can see how I'm just grabbing just that end coil. Then what I'm going to do is very carefully grab here at the base with my fingers. I'm kind of supporting all of this to ensure that nothing gets bent out of whack too much. And I'm going to start to gently work these coils open. So what we can do at this point, now that we've separated the coils a little bit, is you can start to form them to where you'd like them to go. So I am grabbing right here, right above the bead, right on that first coil, and I'm going to take my second chain nose pliers and I'm going to kind of grab across some of these coils and just form them to where I want them to go. So I like my coils to kind of sit downward a little bit. And then I'm also going to remember that I need to keep one of the coils close at the top of my beaded section to ensure that none of the motion when you're wearing your earring will cause it to slip out of the earring finding. So this is about the look that I'd like. Now what I'm going to do is adjust this loop so that it's closed a little tighter. Now, closing this loop can be done a number of ways. You can actually grab it and bend it up like that to close it. You can pinch it slightly, whatever you want to do, but just make sure that you are not going to crack any of those beautiful glass or crystal beads. And then you can go in and adjust those coils to make them look exactly the way you want them to look. All right, our next step is to open our kidney wire earring finding, slide it into the loop, and close it. And then of course, complete the other earring to match. After you've completed both earrings, what you can then do is go in and make any adjustments to the shape of the coils that you find necessary to make them match or complement one another if you'd like, or you can leave them a little bit more like nature and allow them to be slightly different. If you would like to purchase a kit to make these earrings, we do have them available at beadplace.net. This is a limited quantity kit because these are very specialty beads. So the link is in the description below. And thanks for watching.